Bars and Melody stepped onto the Britain's Got Talent stage as two young boys carrying hope, bright-eyed smiles and the power of a message that moved the world. So our song was about all the fans if they've lost someone through all. But very few people knew that behind that shining moment was a journey filled with complexities they had silently hidden for many years. Why? You can ask us why we've decided to finish. I think it's more a case of just it felt right. What the audience saw was only the surface of a complicated story where spotlight and pain existed side by side in ways no one could imagine. Let us enter that story to see what awaits behind it. I mean, since primary school I was bullied like heavily. I used to have like walking home from school I used to get beat up a lot. Leandra endured many years of severe bullying at his school in Wales and it just seemed like I used to move school a lot and everywhere I went I seemed to get bullied and I felt trapped. The constant violence and insults forced Leandre Dear to change schools multiple times. The prolonged experience created fear and insecurity during a crucial stage of personal development. Charlie Lahan grew up in a modest family in England where his mother worked in a school kitchen. Charlie Lenihan did not face public bullying. He had to handle the pressure of early maturity when pursuing music at the age of 15. The sudden rise to fame shortened the normal childhood he might have had. Could possibly imagine some points enemy, like we've been through absolute thick and thin together. The song Hopeful became an important anchor when Leandre Dear drew entirely from his bullying experiences to write the rap verse. Charlie Lenihan delivered the melody section, creating a clear emotional structure. Their performance on Britain's Got Talent deeply resonated with the audience and gained widespread attention. The golden buzzer from Simon Cowell turned Bars and Melody into a symbol against bullying within a short time. The intense attention pushed both of them into an entertainment environment filled with pressure. Public admiration came with responsibilities far beyond what their age could reasonably carry. After BGT, Bars and Melody signed a major deal with Psycho, a heavy touring schedule across many countries forced the two young artists to stay away from their families for long periods. Constant travel and tight work routines created unstable living conditions directly affecting their mental well-being. Charlie Lenihan once described the loneliness he felt when standing among crowds without anyone to truly connect with. The pressure to maintain a positive image made Charlie Lenihan hide his exhaustion at times. His responsibility to audiences left him with limited time for personal relationships outside the group. Leandra Dear was deeply affected by years of bullying. While on-stage success helped him gain confidence, old fears and emotional wounds still influenced his growth. Being seen as a representative of the anti-bullying message placed heavier expectations on him. Losing childhood friends was a natural consequence of their demanding schedules. Leandra D and Charlie Lenihan both struggled to maintain friendships because of constant travel. Life in the public eye reduced their privacy and made it difficult to find stability within their social circles. The innocent image from their early BGT days gradually changed as they adapted to the entertainment industry. They learned to manage media, attend events, and work with large professional teams. The rapid changes pushed them to mature earlier than most people their age. Bars and Melody became an inspiration for many children around the world. They themselves felt the negative effects of growing up under public scrutiny. The need to uphold a positive message kept them appearing strong even when they still carried internal pain. Promoting music and performing internationally left them with little time to rest. The intense work environment was unsuitable for teenage artists and created prolonged pressure. Long days of rehearsals and filming demanded high levels of concentration. Leandre Dear and Charlie Lenihan faced major changes within their families after becoming famous. Depending on management reduced their decision-making power in the early stages. Adult intervention in important choices created a sense of passivity and lack of control. In the first years of their career, Bars and Melody had to learn how to balance work with personal development. Time for studying family and friendships decreased significantly. Commitments in music became the top priority, affecting the normal rhythm of adolescence. The pressure to maintain a perfect image required them to perform consistently well in front of the public. Being young celebrities increased expectations from fans and media. Both artists faced large volumes of comments including social media pressure. Even under heavy pressure, Leandre Dear and Charlie Lenehan continued using music to express genuine emotions. Their partnership in activities allowed them to share some of the difficulties. Their friendship served as a vital source of support during the early years of their career. The pressure had barely subsided when a greater disruption emerged from within their family and management circle. The 2016 spark. In 2016, Leandre Dear's biological father, Antonio Dear, filed a lawsuit against Bars and Melody, Charlie Lenehan, and Psycho. Antonio Dear stated that he was the one who wrote the lyrics to Hopeful and was removed from the team after the group achieved success. The incident drew significant attention from the media. In the lawsuit, Antonio Dear accused the management team of exploiting minors beyond reasonable limits. He claimed that the dense schedule placed excessive pressure on Leandre Dear and Charlie Lenehan. Information surrounding these accusations generated intense debate within the fan community. Antonio Dear asserted that the group distancing themselves from him after signing the contract was an act lacking transparency. The event created tension in the relationship between him and his son. Leandre Dear had to confront feelings of hurt as the family conflict was made public. Leandre Dear lived with his mother after becoming famous. So the relationship with his father was already sensitive. Witnessing his father filing a lawsuit against the group and the team affected Leandre Dear emotionally. He avoided mentioning his father in public statements afterward. Charlie Lenehan was not directly involved in his partner's family conflict but was still pulled into the media swirl. Charlie Lenehan felt pressured as he wanted to protect Leandre Dear but could not intervene in the internal dispute. This situation left him feeling powerless. The heavy work schedule prevented both of them from having space to handle the crisis. Bars and Melody had to continue touring and promoting their work even as the controversy unfolded. The need to maintain a professional image required them to hide their exhaustion from the public. Public reactions to the lawsuit were strongly divided. Some believed Antonio Dear did not receive the recognition he deserved. Others defended Bars and Melody, saying that the two young artists were placed in a difficult position created by adults. The ongoing controversy made the group's working environment increasingly tense. Important decisions had to be made under pressure from both family and management. Maintaining emotional balance became challenging for both artists during this period. The accusation of labor exploitation drew more media focus onto Bars and Melody's operations. Conflicting views emerged regarding whether minors should be deeply involved in the entertainment industry. This created additional social pressure on them. Leandre Dear was affected the most because the lawsuit revolved around his personal and family matters. Feeling trapped between family ties and career responsibilities placed him in a vulnerable state. Remaining silent before the press was his choice to prevent escalation. Charlie Lenehan tried to maintain the group's stability by focusing on musical activities. Witnessing his partner struggling emotionally placed significant stress on him. Their mutual support became an essential factor in sustaining their work energy. The lawsuit continued with no clear public result. Media coverage faded when the parties stopped providing updates. The psychological effects of the incident continued to impact Bars and Melody for many years afterward. The 2016 event made Bars and Melody more cautious in working with management teams. Both of them had to learn how to be more independent and take greater control over career decisions. This marked an important step in their development. Facing a large-scale family conflict shifted Leandre Dear's perspective on trust. He minimized sharing personal matters and concentrated more on his work. This change helped him establish clearer boundaries in professional relationships. Charlie Lenehan recognized his role in supporting Leandre Dear through the difficult period. Their relationship strengthened through constant collaboration. Their long-standing teamwork became a key factor in maintaining Bars and Melody's stability. As these conflicts gradually settled, a series of personal losses emerged, continuing to challenge both of them on a deeper level. Silent scars. In December 2023, a major turning point struck Leandre Dear when he lost his brother Jacob. Unexpectedly, the information was briefly shared on social media, revealing the level of pain Leandre Deer had to face. The event forced him to pause artistic activities to regain emotional stability. The loss experienced by Leandre Deer strongly influenced his personal direction. He reduced media interaction and limited public appearances for an extended period. Focusing on emotional recovery became his top priority during this stage. During the same transitional period, Charlie Lenihan became a young father in 2022. His daughter Delilah was born in June and became a major source of motivation for Charlie Lenihan. The new responsibility created considerable pressure while Bars and Melody still maintained a dense schedule. Becoming a father at a young age required Charlie Lenihan to adjust his lifestyle. He needed to balance touring music creation and family care. The new role placed stability and responsibility at the forefront of his personal decisions. During this stage, both faced prolonged pressure from years of public exposure. Constant travel and maintaining a professional image gave them little time to restore their emotions. This created a steady fatigue that accumulated over many years. Leandre Deer spoke publicly about mental health and the importance of anti-bullying efforts. He used his personal platform to share positive viewpoints. Carrying a community message while facing personal loss caused internal pressure to rise. Charlie Lenihan often spoke about maintaining balance between work and life. He emphasized the influence of family on emotional stability. The demands of the entertainment industry made it harder for him to maintain that balance. Smaller incidents from the past also contributed to emotional pressure. The 2017 incident in which their manager was threatened left them unsettled for a long period. These scattered events formed a chain of continuous pressure during their career. Changes in appearance over time reflected their maturity and ability to adapt. Charlie Lenihan appeared with more tattoos, expressing a clearer personal identity. Leandre Deer adopted dreadlocks and a more muscular build compared to the start of his career. The shift in appearance showed how they adjusted themselves between pressure and expectations. Expressing individuality helped stabilize their emotions and created boundaries with the media. This was part of the adaptation process for both young artists. The friendship between Leandre Deer and Charlie Lenihan remained an important anchor. They supported each other through personal challenges by staying connected and sharing experiences. This bond helped them maintain stability in their work. Although they faced many pressures together, Leandre Deer and Charlie Lenihan developed in different directions. Leandre Deer focused more on personal songwriting. Charlie Lenihan prioritized his family and settled life in London in recent years. International performances and promotional activities continued, but at a reduced intensity. Bars and Melody adjusted their schedule to fit the personal needs of each member. This was a necessary change after many years of continuous work. Personal experiences made them more aware of the value of mental well-being. Spending time with family and developing themselves became a long-term strategy. This created conditions for them to enter a more mature artistic phase. The year 2025 marked a clear shift in their individual directions. Leandre Deer leaned towards solo projects and travel. Charlie Lenihan chose a stable life with his daughter Delilah and a creative environment in London. Their independent development reflected the accumulated pressure from many years. They once walked together through crucial periods but gradually moved toward different priorities. This created a natural distance in their shared dream. Personal losses and continuous pressure contributed to the formation of an important future decision. Bars and Melody realized that continuing under the old model was no longer suitable. The transition was the result of long-term consideration. These profound changes accumulated over time and led to the most significant decision in their shared career. The final breaking point in July 2024. Bars and Melody announced their decision to disband after a decade of working together. The announcement appeared on their social media platforms and immediately drew strong reactions from fans. Many followers felt stunned because the group had shown no visible signs of tension or instability prior to this moment. The news marked a turning point in their artistic journey and opened a new chapter for both members. Bars and Melody's final farewell tour took place from the end of 2024 through March 2025. The last concert was set in Warsaw on March 14, 2025, a date carrying symbolic meaning connected to their debut album 143. The location and timing created a sense of closure that resonated deeply with long-term fans. The Warsaw performance welcomed audiences from numerous countries, forming an atmosphere filled with emotion. The crowd experienced a mixture of celebration and sadness as they witnessed the end of a 10-year chapter. Fans expressed regret when seeing the end of a duo that had accompanied them through many stages of childhood and adolescence. For many supporters, Bars and Melody represented comfort, nostalgia, and a message of hope. The disbandment created a noticeable void within the global fan community. The final shows contained powerful moments that highlighted the emotional connection between the artists and their audience. Supporters appreciated the professionalism maintained by both members throughout the entire process. From the announcement to the last performance, both artists stated that the main reason for the disbandment was the desire to pursue separate creative directions. They shared that change felt natural after so many years working side by side. There were no reports of personal conflict or serious disagreements between them. The choice appeared to come from a place of maturity and growth rather than discord. Their calm and respectful approach brought reassurance to fans who feared internal issues. Leandre Dear expressed gratitude to fans who had supported them throughout the decade. He stated that he planned to continue developing his craft as a solo artist. This direction allowed him to concentrate more on songwriting and shaping a musical identity that reflected his evolving style. During the transition period, Leandre Dear displayed a more mature artistic personality. He invested time in writing projects and maintained creative travel activities, both of which strengthened his independence. Charlie Lenihan viewed the disbandment as an important step toward maintaining balance in his life. Becoming a father deeply influenced his priorities, and he emphasized the need to place family at the center of his decisions. His daughter Delilah played a significant role during this transition, giving him a new sense of purpose. He shifted toward independent music production and maintained a stable life in London. Greater focus on family allowed him to build a daily routine that supported long-term well-being. The reactions from longtime fans demonstrated a combination of sorrow and understanding. Supporters acknowledged that Bars and Melody had grown significantly over the years. The duo had matured through numerous challenges, establishing a foundation for personal transformation. For many followers, the disbandment felt symbolic rather than abrupt, representing the natural progression of two artists moving into adulthood. Leandre Dear continued developing an independent music style that reflected his personal experiences. His creative projects leaned toward songwriting and exploration, aligning with the artistic direction he had gradually shaped in earlier years. Charlie Lenihan maintained a lighter workload to match the responsibilities of fatherhood. He selected projects that allowed him to manage his time effectively and preserve emotional balance. Bars and Melody left behind a substantial body of work along with a lasting influence on the international fan community. Their unique blend of rap and melody continued to inspire young artists around the world. Their contributions remained acknowledged even though the group no longer performed together. The absence of controversy during the separation set them apart from many other groups facing transitions. Both maintained mutual respect through all public statements, reinforcing a positive image. The overall decision to disband reflected the maturity of both Leandre Dear and Charlie Lenihan. They chose the paths that matched their current circumstances, demonstrating clarity and intention. Moving in different directions allowed them to focus on individual goals and expand their artistic identities. Their separation took place in a respectful atmosphere without major conflict, creating favorable conditions for each to progress confidently into the future. Bars and Melody concluded their journey with a spirit of appreciation and dignity. The ending carried a sense of loss for fans. It also celebrated the growth achieved after many challenges, from childhood wounds to the pressures of fame and the personal hardships encountered along the way. Even after disbanding, both artists continued to move forward, maintaining a meaningful presence in the hearts of those who had supported them. Their story highlighted both the darker side of early success and the strength that emerges from resilience and determination. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a comment to follow more remarkable stories from the stage of Britain's Got Talent.